Something was up the 31st of January. The airbase name was Nhut. At that time, it was the busiest airport in the world. Plane landing, taking off every 30 seconds. When we got there, we didn't really know what was going on. We were told there was a squad of VC trying to break into the wire. There was a textile plant that had been taken over by the North Vietnamese and Viet Cong to use as a headquarters. We moved past that building under fire, and what the enemy did was allow us essentially move into a horseshoe. There were hundreds, thousands of North Vietnamese waiting for us, and we just essentially drove right into it. All hell broke loose. Cut loose with tremendous volumes of rifle, automatic machine guns, RPG fire. Just thump, 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 thump. The sounds of rockets hitting tanks. The volume was intense. The 2nd platoon was quickly eliminated. I was the first vehicle behind the 2nd platoon, and my tank commander was shot. Kind of a frightening situation, but you just can't let your fear take over. You got to keep going. I went inside, pushed his body up, got out, lifted him out the top. There was an awful lot of fire being directed at me, but I got him off the tank, handed him off, and I immediately went back to his position, took over his job, and did everything I could to hold on and repel the enemy. There was a maximum of 80 men facing thousands of North Vietnamese. I had a tanker's helmet on, and the North Vietnamese fire shot off part of my communication device. I had no contact with my commander. What was going through my mind was to keep fighting until I went down. If I went down, I wasn't going to stop. They were dug in and they fought you every inch of the way. I kept firing, I held on until I'd ran out of ammunition. That's not a good feeling, to run out of ammunition. Fortunately, Colonel Otis's helicopter was shot down 4 times that day. The last time he crash landed behind my tank. And that's where I got 2 M60 machine guns. I'm firing and all of a sudden, I'm stunned. There's a big flash, boom, a large explosion, shrapnel. I look down and, I'm thinking, what has happened? Why is my machine gun in 2 pieces? The enemy was successful in destroying it in my hands. I took shrapnel to the face, neck, and chest. I bled a lot. I looked terrible. Had a wonderful Native American medic who told me, you're in no position to continue. I got put on a helicopter and I just went out the other side of the helicopter and came back. I had to get back in the battle. I could still go. To my right was an open rice paddy. To my extreme right was a treed area. We picked up some weapons in the ditch and took up that position by a big tree. Took a lot of fire coming from the textile mill. I could hear it whining and I could see the leaves shaking, and it felt like so many bullets were tearing into that tree, tearing it to pieces, just like a chainsaw sawing it down. They were right on top of us. Some of us were throwing grenades, others were popping up and firing M16s, and felt like that we were holding on for dear life. A lot of slaughter that day. Finally, help arrived. I remember a smoke screen being laid down. And then I remember B Troop 3/4 Cav came down to our right to save the day. I was glad to see him. Thank God for B Troop. Then they took over. Everybody I could, I put on a Chinook helicopter, and I was evacuated not too long after that. The enemy did everything it could to shut us down, and we did everything we could to hold them back, and we did.